is 2021. And at this juncture, I would like to acknowledge the schools that are present over here. So I'll hand over to my dear friend Florence.
We have Peace Royal International. Can we give them a round of applause? A hand of applause for Peace Royal. We have New Automobile Community Basic School. Can we give it up onto them? We have Awetieso Catholic Basic School. Awetieso Catholic Basic School. Oh, you can do
give
it
us
better.
A wave. Give us a wave.
Yeah. We have Golden Age Schools Complex. Yeah, Golden Age Schools Complex. We have Insuta St. Mary's Catholic School. Thank you for coming. And of course, we have University Basic School. Thank you all for coming. Let's clap for ourselves. Thank you.
All right. Before we introduce ourselves, we'll first of all want to invite the host, that is the HOD of Mathematical Science Department, to give us a welcome address, and then we continue. So shall we welcome Dr. Mrs. Christiana Nyako to give us a welcome address.
Hello. Give me a wave if you're happy to be here. Permit me to remove my corona shirt. Last year was our maiden IDM. And the theme was mathematics is everywhere. Today, our theme for the IDM celebration, which is the International Day of Mathematics, is that mathematics is the basic for a better world. If the world will be a better place, then we need mathematicians just like you. Mr. Prof. Chairperson, Dean of Faculty of Engineering, in the person of Professor Anthony Simmons, we are here to have in our midst the Vice Chancellor, Professor Richard K. Amankwa. We have in our midst the Municipal Science and Mathematics Coordinator of Ghana Education Service. Please give us a wave. Deans of students, heads of departments around, my colleague lecturers, teachers from the various junior high schools. We have their head teachers, if they are around, we acknowledge your presence. Students, special guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm highly privileged and glad to welcome all of you to this year's International Day of Mathematics, IDM 2021. And so if I say IDM 2021, just chorus and say mathematics for a better world. IDM 2021, all of you, mathematics for a better world. Yes, if the world will be a better place for you and I, then we need mathematicians. We need young brains that will calculate and articulate the things of this world using mathematics. Prof. The day of mathematics. Celebrating this day is a very vital in addressing the challenges in the areas such as climate change, energy, environmental issues, our health sector, and the sustainability of our development goals in this nation and the world at large. However, before I proceed, Prof. Chair, please permit me to give a brief history of this noble department. The Mathematics Department of UMaT, now Mathematical Sciences, was initially instituted as a 7 department, handling various mathematical courses in all the departments under UMaT in 2004. That's where UMaT became a fledged university. And so in 2026, it became necessary for the department to run its own tertiary program in mathematics. The first batch of students admitted to pursue program was only 18. The department, within a space of 2 years, was able to produce 384 students who graduated in 2010. And these graduates are contributing positively in the education, health, science, financial sectors, and other sectors in Ghana and beyond, in order to provide a pathway for graduates to further develop themselves. A postgraduate program was introduced at the department, which has existed till today. The department can currently boast of 18 lecturers, among which there are 7 PhD holders, senior lecturers, and other young colleagues working assiduously to complete their PhD programs. Again, to articulate that in the not so distant future, the department will be blessed with a lot of professors. Considering the nature of hard work members are engaging themselves in terms of research and publications. Prof. Chair, allow me at this point to mention that the department is leading the course of what the university is preaching about, empowering women to join the STEM fraternity. 10 years ago, I happened to be the only female swimming in this sea with 8 lecturers. In contrast, today, I'm proud to mention that among the 18 lecturers that we have currently, 5 of them are women. May I humbly request that they rise for us to acknowledge them. If you are here, please give us a wave. Masha, Madam Monica, Ms. Opoku, and the rest. This indeed is a living testimony to all that women can also construct that myth that mathematics is no-go area for women. Now we have a lot of women in the field of mathematics. Prof. Chair, to add icing to this special cake of mine, last year the overall best student, both in the male and the female categories, were all from the Mathematical Sciences Department. Let's give them a hand of applause. Again, the purpose of our gathering this morning is to commemorate the International Day of Mathematics through the following activities. Yes, we are going to have a symposium on the theme by panel and guests that include high-profile government officials, development partners, mathematicians, statisticians, and of course, mining engineers, because we are in a mining sector here. Secondly, there will be a presentation that demonstrates the wide applicability of mathematics by lecturers and students. We also have a debate on the topic, mathematics should remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and a necessity for development in the world. Some students are still struggling passing mathematics. Should it remain a basic requirement? This morning, our young brains here will tell us whether it should still remain the basic requirement for further education in Ghana. Prof. Chair, we have here in our midst 10 selected junior high school from Tarkwa in Swahili municipality in this auditorium. And as part of the celebration, a team of lecturers from the Mathematical Sciences, UMaT, visited these GHS junior high schools to interact with teachers handling mathematics at the GHS level. Following this interaction, a workshop has been planned for them tomorrow, 13th March 2021, to handle some of the difficulties they are facing in delivering their course. Again, why are we gathered here? Our aim of celebrating this very occasion, the department have decided to help the basic schools around and the second circle institutions to develop the career interest in mathematics. And again, mentor most of them to become responsible adults in the field of mathematics. Of late, we don't have females enrolling in mathematics. And so, with the young brains gathered here, majority of them are females, just to motivate them and encourage them to study mathematics at higher levels. Finally, we want to provide mentorship to all, serve as mentors for female students in primary, secondary, and tertiary education, both at the undergraduate and postgraduate level. Prof. Chair, I would like to use this opportunity to thank all mathematicians. There is a saying that if you can read, then you should thank a teacher. Today, if you can differentiate between numbers, shapes, you can calculate the space, because mathematics deals with space, numbers, and patterns. All around us is mathematics. The architecture needs the pattern in mathematics to put up his plans. The businessman, the accountant has to do some calculations. And so we have to appreciate mathematicians. Just as Dr. Agri said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual, and if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. This is time to empower women give them all the encouragement that they need to study mathematics, to make the home. Charity begins at home. And therefore, if your wife is a mathematician, she knows a little bit of calculations, she can be a good estimator and a good wife. And so we are trying to empower women into the study of mathematics and statistics. I want to take this opportunity to also appreciate my late father, Mr. Joseph Kingsley Enning, of blessed memory, who was my teacher and a mentor. He once told me I should never give up, because when I wrote my first work, I couldn't make it. And today, I hold a PhD in mathematics. And so parents, we should try to encourage our wards and our children in the study of mathematics. Don't put that fear in them and then keep on saying, as for me, I didn't do well in mathematics when I was in school. Encourage them, they can do it. Mathematics is full of principles and rules. The only thing you should do is to follow the rules. And mathematics will be so easy and simple to catch up. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to acknowledge some individuals and corporate organizations who contributed in one way or the other in sponsoring this occasion. The University of Mines and Technology Management assisted us so much, and we are so grateful. Wesleyan Pharmacy, we say a big thank you for the assistance. Fidelity Bank and At Your Doorstep Boutique, they all contributed for the success of this occasion. We thank them so much, as we also patiently wait to welcome all those who wish to donate. And we welcome those who want to sponsor us for future events. Ladies and gentlemen, we want these young ones, by the time they leave here, we'll start practicing, enjoying mathematics from today onwards. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, HOD. Oh, she deserves another round of applause. Last year, during our maiden section, we mentioned that mathematics is everywhere. But this year, we want to emphasize that it cannot just be everywhere, but we have to utilize it to make our world a better place. On that note, I want to invite Ms. Mashaboa to introduce the chairman for this occasion. Please, let's clap as she comes.
Good morning, the Vice Chancellor of University of Mines and Technology, Professor Richard Akwesi Amankwa, heads of departments present, lecturers, representatives from Ghana Education Service, teachers and students from invited schools, ladies and gentlemen. I have a singular honor to be called upon to introduce the chairperson for today's occasion. The chair started his academic career as a lecturer at Tarkwa Polytechnic, now Tarkwa Technical University, at the Mechanical Engineering Department, and engineered and pioneered the establishment of the Automobile Engineering section at the department. He joined UMaT in 2003 as a lecturer, and by dint of hard work, he rose through the ranks to become an associate professor in 2015. He was once the national president of UTAC Ghana. Professionally, he is a mechanical engineer. He holds a PhD in mechanical transport machinery from Trinity Institute of Bangalore, India, MSc in mechanical engineering from Moscow Automobile Road Institute, Moscow. He is an eminent scholar in mechanical engineering and has contributed enormously to mechanical engineering and mining industries. The chair was part of the inspection team that conducted the inspection of boilers pressure vessels at Maxam Idrapem Gold Mine. He was part of the training team for workers at Precious Mine in Asenkrigwa, and also the assessor for Vanguard Assurance Company for Central and Western regions of Ghana. The chair has a wide range of educational interests. He has a patent publication on conical brake for belt conveyor. Hallmarks of his career includes mentoring, interdisciplinary collaboration, and innovation. He is a well-known figure within the university community and the municipality at large. He is married with 3 kids. Ladies and gentlemen, what even amuses me about this personality is, aside his academic achievement, aside his contribution to mining, he is very humble and backs his action by Ephesians 4:2, and I quote, "Be completely humble and gentle, bearing with one another in love." He has mentored a number of staff on campus. Ladies and gentlemen, giving honor to whom honor is due, and with a standing ovation, let's welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering of University of Ghana, Professor Simons, as the chairman for today's occasion. Professor Anthony Simons as the chairman for today's occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Masha. On that note, we hand over to the chairman to give us a short acceptance note.
Yeah, thank you very much for the honor given me. I accept the responsibility to be the chair of the occasion, and I believe that we'll all cooperate and give the organizers the necessary support so that we'll have a successful meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Oh, if you are clapping, please do it very well. So on this note, we have a special guest of honor in our midst, and I'll invite Ms. Monica Cranks to introduce the special guest of honor.
Distinguished guests, lecturers, students, all other protocol duly observed, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the special guest of honor for the 2nd edition of our International Day of Mathematics celebration. Our special guest of honor is a distinguished and internationally acclaimed scholar and business-oriented academic who has provided dedicated services for many years. He rose to the rank of Professor of Minerals Engineering in October 2011. He has worked as principal investigator in several international and local projects and has consulted for a number of international organizations in the policy space, including World Bank and European Union, as well as industries such as Anglo Gold, Goldfields, UMaT, and Golden Star Resources. He has several academic publications in journals, conference proceedings, books, and technical reports to his credit. He is an editorial board member and a reviewer for several international journals of high repute. He is a visiting professor to many institutions, including the African University of Science and Technology, AUST, Abuja, Nigeria, and the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, Nairobi, Kenya. Working with several teams, he has helped to raise about $9 million from several research councils for academic work in some institutions in the West African sub-region. As a leader and manager, he has held many positions such as Dean of a Faculty, Dean of Students, Professorial Member on the UMaT Council, Vice Dean of a Faculty, Head of Department, all at the University of Mines and Technology, Tarkwa. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a clap, let's welcome our special guest of honor to the stage, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Mines and Technology, Professor K. Amankwa. You are welcome, Prof.
Thank you, Ms. Monica. As our special guest of honor is seated, we would give him the opportunity to give us a keynote address. I think you can welcome him with a round of applause.
Good morning, Professor Chairman, Head of the Maths Department, all the big men and women here, all protocol observed. I'm happy to be part of this discussion on the International Day of Mathematics with the theme Mathematics for a Better World. It appears to me that in our society, the philosophy about mathematics and the difficulties associated with it has permeated our society. And therefore, we hear statements like, oh, as for our family, dear, we don't like mathematics. In our family, we are not good at mathematics, and statements like that. There was this clip I saw on WhatsApp, and the person was talking about mathematics and the need for the president to change the syllabus for mathematics. And he goes like, what is pi r squared? And if I want food to go and buy, I want money to go and buy food, what will the constant K do for me? And when I looked at that clip, I laughed. Because the man was driving the vehicle. And whilst holding the steering wheel, he was asking, what can pi r squared do for me? He should ask the steering wheel. He was asking about sine theta. What is sine theta? And I was just thinking about it in my head, that you sit in a room with a roof, and the roof has been built well, and you are asking about what teacher can do for you. Angles. And you pay your electricity bill, and you don't know what the constant K is about. You pay your water bill, and you don't know what the constant K is about. It means that there are so many misconceptions about mathematics, what it is and what it is not. And therefore, on a day like this, when we celebrate International Day of Mathematics, it is good to see young people, and of course adults as well, several generations coming together to discuss mathematics. As most of us here are already aware, indeed, there's nothing you can do in this world without mathematics. And Professor Francisco Fialote, of blessed memory, said that to understand the universe, you need mathematics. And therefore, for the young ones who are here, don't let anybody frighten you that in your family you don't like mathematics. Don't let anybody prevent you from appreciating shapes, concepts, variables, and figures. Because in actual fact, that is the way to go. From being a lawyer to being a carpenter to being a plumber, engineer, architect, wherever you find yourself, you would definitely need an aspect of mathematics. And therefore, I trust that as you interact with the professionals here, you would begin to arm yourself and dispel any fears that prevent you from appreciating the concepts that we are talking about here. One day, you'll become a professional. And whether you will be a lawyer or you be an architect or engineer, you will definitely, at a point in time, need some of the concepts of mathematics. So do well to appreciate it and love it and live with it. Thank you very much.
Hello. Do well to appreciate it, and you will do well. Thank you, Prof, for that address. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the presence of the coordinator for STEM for the Tarkwa Municipal Assembly in the person of Mr. Peter Dogbe. Please, can you give us a wave? Mr. Peter Dogbe. Thank you, sir. We want to equally acknowledge all the teachers of the schools present. Thank you for your efforts in training us in mathematics. Thank you very much. We will take a musical interlude from the media team, and then we will proceed from there. Thank you. Mr. DJ. Take a musical interlude.
Okay, as we are waiting for the musical interlude, I think we have to introduce ourselves too. My name is David Zigley, and I'll be your MC, and my co-MC is
Florence Intifo.
Please mention the name.
Florence Intifo.
All right. Please, DJ, give us a music interlude, after which we invite our main speaker for the day.
I get some dancers in this place? Everybody, come on.
A new creation, all things are past, behold, all things are new. Whom the sun set free is surely free indeed. What I'm going through is working out for me. Oh, everybody help me sing.
If a man be in Christ, he is a new creation. All things are past, behold, all things are new.
Whom the sun set free is truly free. What I'm going through is working out for me. I will be the head, not the tail. Above and not beneath. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's turning around for me. Everybody say,
I will be the head, not the tail.
Above and not beneath. Say no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It's turning around, say.
It's turning around for
everybody.
Me.
I see everything
turning around for my good.
Everybody say turning around.
Turning around for my good.
Turning around, say.
Turning around for my good.
I see everything
turning around for my good.
It's working in my favor.
Turning around for my good.
Turning around, say.
Turning around for my good.
All right, go do it one more time. If a man be in Christ, he is a new creation. All things are past, behold, all things are new. Whom the sun set free is truly free indeed. What I'm going through is working out for me. Everybody see, I will be the head.
Thank you, DJ. IDM 2021. Mathematics for a better world. So when I say IDM 2021, you respond mathematics for a better world. IDM 2021. Say it like you like mathematics. IDM 2021 for a better world. We have come to the end where we hear from the main speaker for this program. And the main speaker is called Sauti. He is a PhD candidate at the Regent, get a master's degree in management at the University of Lugano, Switzerland. Master's degree in public relations, London. He's a Christian of God Church. He has practiced corporate communication years with the government improves trust project and Ghana Manganese Corporation Limited. Wasa. Joining Ghana Manganese Premier Recruitment Consulting. He is a co-founder UMaT to his ideas and ventures. He is the American Psychological Society Association, the Society for Industrial Organizational He is also a founding member of the African Center and Action. Including pro-Senegal and Benin power projects. Organizational leadership, entrepreneurship. With his wife, ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a clap offering, shall we invite our main speaker, Mr. Omar Timte.
First of all, I want to thank the MC, and then also acknowledge that the Vice Chancellor has done a great job setting the tone for the occasion today. Mr. Chairperson, and permit me to address the Vice Chancellor, even though he's out of the auditorium. Vice Chancellor of the University of Mines and Technology, distinguished faculty and staff members of the University of Mines and Technology, and American Institute of Mathematical Sciences, the leadership of student bodies, schools present, pupils, and the media. I am honored to grace this occasion of the International Day of Mathematics, focusing on the theme, Mathematics for a Better World. Mr. Chairperson, I want to tell a story to make the point that mathematics can make a better world. When I was growing up as a little boy in the remote village of Akunfi, Abur, in the central region, I wanted to become a medical doctor in the future. Now, for those of you who do not know Akunfi, Abur, it is located about 20 minutes drive off the Mankasim-Accra highway. And I know that Mr. Albert comes from around. So he might be able to tell you more later if you want to know more. That is on a lighter note. Mr. Bobin, if you're here. That said, the time for me to become a medical doctor required that I take science seriously. However, I developed a fear of mathematics and decided as a result that I will become a businessman instead. Hard as I tried from running away from mathematics, I came face to face with it at the St. Augustine's College, Cape Coast. Where I read business management and accounting. Historically, accounting, for example, and math go together. But left with no option then, I accepted the challenge to learn mathematics vigorously. So, I passed my exams and qualified to study B.Ed Social Sciences, Management and Accounting at the University of Cape Coast, which program also involved mathematics. Ladies and gentlemen, you may see at this point that mathematics is everywhere you go. It is as if mathematics is MTN, because MTN is everywhere you go. So, Honorable Professor Amankwa could not have been right that mathematics pervades every sector of our society, and it is an important subject for that matter. After the University of Cape Coast, I excelled at my post with the USAID Ghana sponsored project. After 4 years of hard work there, I was the only one of over 15 staff retained by the district organization after a competitive evaluation. And I can thank mathematics for that. When I had earlier accepted the challenge to study mathematics, I developed a critical mind, analytical ability, and the confidence to make sound decisions and choices in my work and life. And I believe that must have been one reason my district organization retained me. Ladies and gentlemen, my critical, analytical, public speaking abilities, authenticity, and service orientation earned me leadership roles in the organization I worked for, including Ghana Manganese Company Limited after my service with the USAID Project Ghana. The experiences I collected on the way heightened my interest in math, particularly how, with the help of math, I can see patterns, connections, and possibilities in the ideas that God had endowed with me, and to develop them to build real-world solutions and successful business organizations to further the cause of humanity. And so Tinte's Enterprise, the parent brand of Tinte's Restaurant and Cafe, is one such result. At Tinte's, we're engaged in deep listening to our customers, clients, with the optimism to grow the brand into a leading healthy food brand in Ghana and globally. And I believe that it will take a lot of mathematics to realize this bold ambition. We're happy to have already started that journey, partnering some UMaT faculty members in research into our vision of providing healthy foods to the people of Tarkwa and beyond. Future success and growth in this endeavor would further exemplify how mathematics can make the world we live in better. Food matters. Healthy food matters most. So, if mathematics can help us to make healthy food choices better, for example, then we may pursue this course for the potential that it offers. Mr. Chairperson, the theme for this year's celebration, Mathematics for a Better World, could not have come at a better time. Our generation can be said to be one of the most blessed. Mathematics has led to advancement in technology and global prosperity never before envisaged. Consider the fields of computing, the internet, e-commerce, artificial intelligence, robotics, telehealth, medicine, e-medicine, gaming, mining, and even pastoral ministry, for example. We know that ministry traditionally is an area you may not want to apply. But if you look carefully, you see the effects of mathematics even in ministry and on the church. For example, today, as a person evangelist, except it becomes necessary, I do not need to trek long distances to preach the gospel as the early church fathers did. I can do it right from my home. And that is the power of mathematics and technology. Similarly, as an academician, I can study anywhere in the world from the comfort of my house. Also, I can take up teaching appointments nearly anywhere in the world. And that is something that has befallen us today. I mean, within our circles as universities, that is the reality that confronts us. And look, if we do not take advantage of this opportunity, we would have ourselves to blame in the future. We know from elsewhere that people are continuing to take keen in online programs, for example. And so it is as if the brick and mortar way of teaching and learning is giving way to the benefits of science and technology, which we see in the rise of the use of internet. These benefits of mathematics and technology by extension come at a cost, and all of us would agree that if we would reap the rewards of mathematics, it requires investment. I mean, cautious efforts would have to be made to make the right investment into mathematics in order that we would reap the benefits. Countries, organizations, and individuals have to make the requisite investment to get the results they want. Ghana, UMaT, AIMS Ghana, and all of us here cannot be the exceptions. You and I can be the exceptions if we want to reap the benefits of math and science. Then it behoves us to make the requisite investment. It doesn't matter. You can start small, and soon you would realize that you also do so much power of mathematics. We must of mathematics if we want to reap the benefits, as I have said. And there is no other way. We don't have any other option. Our country, our society will develop only if we make the requisite investment in math and science of our society. We should invest in innovative ways to manage math, especially where the numbers are reportedly low. To our children, let us teach applied mathematics. And I am happy to learn that the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Education are taking steps in the right direction. I think that my big brother, who is responsible for STEM in the district, would attest to that. Perhaps all of us will. And so it looks as if Ghana is moving in the right direction. However, we have room for improvement. There's still a long way to go. And the way is to make intentional investment in the study of maths and perhaps science. So, it is possible, and we have seen that mathematics guide our investments. Knowing that we invest, there will be reward. As an entrepreneur of a startup, statistics make it possible for me to develop a bankable business model and value proposition. I can, and at the moment I am trying to use statistics to predict the potential for my idea's success before I invest additional funds into consolidating my enterprise. Now, the point I'm making, if you have desire to venture into any business, you can fall on maths to determine whether your business will be viable, so that you don't want to waste your valuable resources. And that is one key benefit that mathematics has as a people, and you want to take advantage of it. I am doing that. Currently, it is my preoccupation to use statistics and technology to help people become more grateful. My interest is in helping people become grateful, because I realize that gratitude has a lot of benefit for human health and human advancement. Ladies and gentlemen, my simple point is that mathematics has a wide range of applications beyond the traditional engineering and to name a few. As I bring my address to a close, foresee a transformed Ghana and Tarkwa for its emphasis on mathematics. Now I am beginning to have hope. At some point, if you look around us, you are tempted to give up hope that our country will see any major development in our society. But given what we are doing today and what we are going to be doing in the days after, we have hope. We begin to have hope that if we continue in that, one day sooner, our country would see the sort of massive development that we have long yearned for. Ghana deserves better. I believe all of you would agree. Given the vast amount of resources that God has endowed our country, I want to believe that if we had leveraged maths and science, perhaps our country would have been farther developed than we are. To countries like Singapore, who are contemporaries, and look, you will be nothing short of keeping for our country if you ever returned back to Ghana. That was my experience the first time I traveled to Singapore. Seeing the vast improvement and seeing the vast development of that country, that tiny country. Look, when I got to Kotoka and I passed through Kawukudi, I wept. I just could not understand why Ghana, with its vast resources and potential in the 21st century, we're still languishing behind. It's pathetic. However, like I've said, Today, we see glimmer that if we would continue, Ghana would see development. Especially as we involve students and pupils. I am so excited that we have pupils participating in this program, and I want to believe that we would not just make this. We want to continue in this effort and make sure that indeed we have prepared to bring the needed development that we're looking for. And so such a transformation can manifest impressive social, cultural, and economic development, visible for everyone to see. And again, I might have to reference the first time I traveled to South Africa. Look, again, came back, I was crying. I wept. If you look at Africa, how much they have advanced, you compare it to Ghana, and you could only weep for our country. But I hope that we do not emphasize math and science at the expense of faith. I want to believe that reason and faith can work together. Reason and faith, I emphasize, can work together. And perhaps that is one area as a university in the future we might have to consider. I mean, how is it possible that faith can propel reason, in this case, maths and all other forms of sciences? Often we think that there should be a direct difference between faith, all the other subjects that we can think of. Look, there's a lot of potential if we begin to look at the integration of faith and reason. And I commend that the university, all of us, will begin to give that attention. Finally, Mr. Chairman, again, I would like to commend that we teach mathematics seriously. If for nothing at all, it is part of a common heritage. That reason must not be withheld from the next generation. We cannot disappoint our future generation by setting aside for all the benefits that it gives to society. And so we must make sure posterity places that obligation on us to make sure that we transfer the knowledge we have in maths onto the future generation. For our generation needs to pass it on as a tradition to the next. Even more importantly, Mr. Chairman, and this is my last line, we teach mathematics seriously because it has practical application to living here on earth. I want to emphasize. We must teach mathematics seriously because it has practical application to living here on earth. I want to take a bold guess to say that perhaps in heaven there will be math as well. On this note, Chairman, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this. God bless Ghana and God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timte. I don't know if you observed something, but looks like when you learn mathematics to a large extent, it has an effect even on your voice. Did you see how he was carefully, looks like this integrating and, differentiation the words, took his time. Those of us who are learning maths, you can see that we are struggling. Yeah, the rhythm is not that constant, but those who have learned mathematics to a very large extent, the rhythm flows very, very genuinely. So, IDM 2021. Hey. Oh, don't do that. IDM 2021. The way you are saying it, Cry, means that you are not sure you can effect a change. IDM 2021. That's wonderful. As we wait for Mr. Ria as he prepares for his presentation, we want to allow a short moment with our STEM coordinator as he shares a few thoughts with us on STEM. Please, let's receive him with a hand of applause. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Head of Mathematics Department, lecturers, teachers, all protocols observed. Thank you very much for the opportunity to also encourage our basic school students who are here present. We know that being examined in mathematics starts at the basic school, and most of you who are here are our candidates, and you are preparing to write mathematics this year, and you need it as one of the requirements. You have to pass it before you can get admission to senior high school. But Madam HOD, you've gone around our schools, you've met all of them, and you can testify to the fact that our children are facing problems. They are having a lot of challenges with mathematics. You encouraged them that they can do more. Over here, you let them know that you also had a problem or challenge with mathematics, but you persevered, and today you hold PhD in mathematics and head of mathematics department, University of Mines and Technology. Thank you, madam. So, my students, you can do it. We want you to forget about your immediate role models. Society today is copying wrongly, and because of that, most of you are not able to do well in mathematics. But I believe strongly that when you take your lessons seriously, you will pass mathematics and pass easily. Especially today, we know that girls are doing very, very well in maths. And you have the proof here. A lot of them who are under Madam's tutorship are ladies, and they've come here. So look at these people as your role models and copy them. So we are encouraging you. Today, the government too is doing well, changing the curriculum to suit current trends in teaching and learning. especially the STEM program. We have a school here, one of our schools, Dadwin School Complex. It's one of our piloting schools in Tarkwa, in Swahim here. They have been supplied with robotic instruments or robots so that you can have interest. This will ginger you so that you can learn mathematics and science. You have mathematics, TLMs, a lot of them that has been given you. And the government will roll out this program to all the schools. It is because of the COVID that a lot of things have been, put aside. So that after this thing passes, you will see that the government will supply your schools with computers, robots, mathematics and science TLMs that you don't need. And the government has promised in the previous budgets, and money has been supplied for these things, and we have seen them just because of the COVID program, COVID challenge. That's why they have not reached your schools. So please, we want to encourage you to learn mathematics. Listen to your teachers. Pay attention when they are teaching you. And one day, we want to see you as PhD holders, professors in this school, so that mathematics will move forward, science will also move forward, and the challenges that the nation is facing as a whole will be a thing of the past. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity.
IDM 2021. Thank you so much, Mr. Dogbe. We'll take a presentation from Dr. Eric. Dr. Eric Ria. Yeah, a presentation. Please, let's clap as he comes.
Good morning to you all. IDM 2021. I can't hear you. IDM 2021. Prof. Chair, all protocols duly observed. My task here this morning is to arouse your interest in studying mathematics and also let you know some of the prospects associated with studying mathematics. So that's why I'm here this morning. Okay. It's not showing. Okay. Okay, so this morning I'm here to motivate you and provide some guidance to hone the skills and talent in studying mathematics. Let me start again. Okay, so okay, so now I think the slides are now showing well. So my goal this morning is to motivate all of you here as mathematicians on this International Day of Mathematics, and also to aspire you and mentor you as young mathematicians, and also challenge you to take your studies in mathematics very seriously. So this morning, the aims or the objective I've set for myself is that at the end of this talk, the students will be able to understand the need to study mathematics and the job prospects associated with studying mathematics. And again, the student will be able to appreciate the applications of mathematical concepts in varied areas and hence understand those subjects better too. So that is the basic objective that we've all set for ourselves this morning, because we know mathematics is a necessity in our academic lives. So I would like to take this main object, that is studying mathematics beyond JHS and SHS. Because we ask ourselves, why do we keep on studying mathematics at every level that we find ourselves? Because realize that before we can even enter SHS, mathematics is a requirement that we have to pass before we get to SHS. And again, if you want to also leave SHS to universities, mathematics again is a requirement. So why the need to study mathematics beyond these levels? Now the question is, who can study mathematics, or which categories of people do study mathematics? So we want to find out the categories of people who can study mathematics. Now we are saying that if you look at what we have on the slides, if you want to be a teacher, just like myself, then you need to study mathematics, because at every level of your studies, you need mathematics. Again, if you want to be an instrumentalist or a musician, you need mathematics. For example, if you want to play a guitar or a keyboard, there are lots of calculations you do to get the appropriate sound that accompanies whatever you're going to hear. So you need some bit of mathematics. So musicians do need mathematics. Now let's also look at those who also play football or who also engage in sports. They also need some mathematics. You have to know at what angle do you have to kick the ball to be able to beat a goalkeeper. And again, at what speed should the ball travel in order to beat the goalkeeper? You have to do all this calculation before you can be a very good player. So we realize that even in football, we do need mathematics. Now let's go to the market. All traders or market women do need some mathematics in their daily activities. You have to be able to know how you'll be able to give changes if they are give you any huge sum of money, how you'll be able to change the person so that you not run at a loss. And even if you realize that there are other traders who are all dealing the same items, how are you going to optimize your skills in order to maximize your profit? So in this aspect also, we need some mathematics. Again, in the movie industries, we do need mathematics. If you want to be a modeler. So realize that in all aspects in life, mathematics is very essential in everything that we do. So mathematics is not limited to just some few group of people, but mathematics is for all. So don't see yourself that, as the Vice Chancellor was speaking, in my lineage or in my family, we don't have any mathematician, and therefore I'm not supposed to also go into mathematics. Mathematics is open to every one of us sitting here this morning. Now the question again comes, why should we study mathematics? Why should we study mathematics? Now, one of the key things in studying mathematics is we want to increase our rates of employment. So for employment what? Purpose. Why are we saying so? Now research has come out that mathematics students and graduates are in high demand by employers. That is, if you have any mathematics related program in whatever that you have studied in school, then you stand an advantage in getting employment. Now, when I say mathematics, I don't mean only those who study mathematics on campus. Now let's take the engineering programs we have here in UMaT or in other universities. We realize that they do some sizable amount of what? Mathematics in them. Some even do up to 80–90% of mathematics in whatever that they are doing. And in the job market, we see that these people are of high demand. In the medical field also, they need some appreciable amount of what? Mathematics. And if you go to that job market also, they are also in a high demand. So to improve your employable skills or your rate of getting employed, then you need to study mathematics. Now the second point is to get money in your pocket. If you study mathematics, we are saying that you can make a lot of money. Again, also research has also shown that those with mathematics background earn on an average around 10% more than those without mathematics. So if you have some mathematics background in you, you earn more than those without mathematical background. Now, if we should take, that is the mining setting in our community here. Now, if you go to the mines, those who are the key stakeholders are those into the core mining business, and they are all engineers. And if you compare their salaries to the other auxiliary workers in the mining sector, we can say that the engineers are way above those auxiliary workers in the mining sector. So this comes to prove this research that those who have certain amount of mathematics earn more than those without what? Mathematical background. So this necessitates why we should study mathematics. And again, if you look at the top 15 highest earning college degrees all around the globe, that is in all universities. If you go there and you want to look at the courses that they run and want to select the top 15 highest earning programs in the university, you end up getting that all these courses have some background of what? Mathematics in them. Now, if I use UMaT as a case study, almost all the courses we do here are engineering courses, and we have about 13 or 14 courses running on UMaT campus. And we can see that all these courses here have some background of what? Mathematics. Now, if we go to other sister universities where other social science programs are also run over there, if you should rank the programs that they do, the top 15 that you find in their universities have something to do with what? Mathematics. So it means mathematics, if you read mathematics, you end up putting money in your pocket. Again, mathematics develops transferable skills in us. What are these transferable skills? These are the analytical skills. When you study mathematics, it gives you a clear thinking, attention to all details. Anytime you are analyzing anything given to you by your employers, you pay attention to details, ability to follow complex reasoning, and ability to understand and construct logical arguments. Because of the courses we study in mathematics, your logics are always good, and these are the attributes that employers want. If an employer asks you to write a report and you are not able to think critically and also give some good arguments in the report, then it means you are likely to lose your job. Again, it also enhances our communication skills. Why are you saying so? So that the ability to answer questions clearly and to communicate an argument precisely and logically, both orally and in written form. Now, if you read mathematics, you are always meticulous about whatever information you put down. In writing, you want to follow the logics in there. And again, even before you speak, you always have to think through whatever you're going to say so that it will not contradict yourself in any form. And these are the key things that employers are looking for. It also is an investigative skills. Anytime you study mathematics, you are likely to be an investigator. If you find yourselves in the service or any of the services, the department that you can fit in is the investigative section. And why are we saying so? It's knowing where and how to find information. Now, if you go to our basic schools, they'll write some simple expression, x plus 1 is equal to 2, find x. Meanwhile, x is there. They are still asking you to find x. And we are always doing this to help you come out with very good, informative, or let's say investigative skills. We are building all these skills in you. And whenever these skills are built very well, then you stand a chance of getting employed. And these are the attributes that employers are always looking for. Now, it also enhances our learning skills. That is the ability to understand difficult concepts and apply them to a problem. So when you study mathematics, any question given to you, you have the ability to understand the concept in there. Because you have all the tools to break the problem to the simplest form, and after that you understand. Because we have certain courses in mathematics that you can always transform the given problem into another form, so that you'll be able to understand the program or be able to solve the problem very well. It also improves our problem solving skills that we know, and it gives us self-management. That is throughout the approach of working, time management, ability to work independently, and determination is built in studying mathematics. And lastly, mathematics is a requirement in our education in Ghana. That is, before you can progress from JHS to SHS, mathematics is a requirement, so we need to study mathematics. And again, if you also want to move from SHS to university, mathematics is also a requirement. Now let's look at some of the career opportunities in this area. Now we are saying that if you study mathematics, you can fit into the finance and banking sector. Now you can work there as an accountant, auditor, credits manager, investment banker, stock broker, and financial advisors. All these areas in the banking and the financial sector need some appreciable amount of what? Mathematics. So when you study mathematics, you can go venture into this area. Now you can also go to natural and life sciences, such as the bioinformation, the climatologists, the meteorologists, and also the general sciences. You have all this need some amount of what? Mathematics in them. And now also there are a lot of master's courses in this area which are fully funded. So if you want to pursue higher degrees in mathematics, if you want to go into the natural and life sciences, especially into these areas, we have a lot of what? Funding available for you. Again, we can also work in the art and designing areas, that is in the multimedia specialists in what? Computer game designing and other designers as well. All these areas need mathematics. And again, in the business and consultancies and operational research firms, they also need mathematics as a data analyst, business development manager, operational researcher, and management what? Consultant. Because many of these large firms seek out mathematics graduates to employ, and this involves finding optimal solution to complex business problems. So because they are interested in optimizing the problem they find, they need mathematicians to employ. Again, in the engineering sector, we need to not to waste our time in this sector, because if you look at the aerospace engineering, civil engineering, the design, sports, mechanical, marine engineering, electrical, structural, naval engineering, and what have you, you need some essential amount of mathematics to be able to work in this area. So when you study mathematics, then you are likely to further in any of these areas to be able to get a career in this. And again, in the actuary and the insurance firm, we need mathematics, and in there you can become an actuary, a risk manager, insurance broker, or a pension manager. All these sectors need mathematicians over there. So don't always say that, why am I sending, what can I do with my mathematics? You can move. You can also move in the IT firm, the medicine and health. You can become a medical statistician, medical laboratory assistant, and again, medical physicist. You can become any of this, and this need some amount of what? Mathematics. And last but not the least, education. If you want to move into the educational sector, if you ask your teachers while they were in the training colleges, they had to study mathematics throughout. So mathematics is a basic component in everything that you do. My last thing I'll look at is promoting our department as Mathematical Sciences Department in UMaT. We want to promote. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, we have several programs running in UMaT. And one of those programs is the mathematical sciences. So in UMaT, we run a program called Mathematical Sciences. So if you go to our website, which you see on the page, you can get a lot of information over there, but I would like to just brief you a few of them. So currently in UMaT, we are offering BSc Mathematics, MSc and MPhil Mathematics with specialization in computational mathematics, statistics, and financial engineering. And lastly, we are also having PhD Mathematics. So currently, these are the programs that we are running in UMaT. But we have some of them in the pipeline, which if it goes well with the accreditation board, we will mount them very soon. And these programs are BSc Financial Mathematics, BSc Statistical Data Science, and BSc Actuarial Science and Risk Analytics. So if things goes well, we are going to mount these 3 programs in addition to the BSc Mathematics. So when you go to your various schools, try to sell all this information for us. Now let's look at the entry requirement that we need, that is required before you get admission in UMaT. So with the SSE candidates, applicants must have credits, passes, that is from A to D in 6 of the subjects, and these subjects comprise of the core and the elective subject. And with WASI candidates, they need passes that is from A1 to C6. A1 up to C6 in these 6 courses. So let's look at the 3 core subjects that is required. You need English language, core mathematics, and integrated science. So you need to get passes in these 3 core subjects. Now with the elective subject, we need elective mathematics and any 2 of the following. So with elective courses, elective mathematics is a requirement, and any 2 of the following, that is physics, chemistry, economics, accounting, or management. So when you go also, you inform your friends in the arts and the business, those reading courses in the SHS, that is business and arts, that they can also get, if they have this elective combination, they can apply and read mathematics in UMaT. Now with the MSc and MPhil requirement, we are saying that applicant must have a BSc first class or second class, that is the upper division in mathematics, or statistics, economics or engineering and physical sciences from a recognized university. So if you have any of this from any recognized university, then you can apply to UMaT. And applicants that do not satisfy, that is the first bullet above, that is having a degree in mathematics, statistics with economics, and any engineering field or any other related physical sciences are judged unsuitable by our departmental board. So if you don't have any of this, then you cannot read MPhil or MSc mathematics. And with a PhD, all candidates should hold master's degrees in mathematics with specialization in statistics, computational, and financial engineering or mathematics. If you have any of these specialization, you can also pursue your PhD in UMaT. So basically, this is what we do in UMaT, and these are the requirements we have. So kindly inform all your friends when you go back that after their SHS studies, they can apply and read mathematics in UMaT. And you will never regret when you come to UMaT to read mathematics, because you are going to harness all the skills and talent in you so that you will be very suitable for the job market. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Weah. That was a very detailed presentation. At this moment, we take a musical interlude from the DJ, whilst we invite the debating team to get seated for the debate. That is Darwin School and UBAS. So if your debating team is here, whilst the DJ is giving us a musical interlude, we get seated on my right here. The debating team for UBAS be seated here, and that of Darwin also seated. For UBAS, we have Abdul Rahman Malik. And then Amanda Sam Onuwanto. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce your name well. And then Deborah Nketia. So if they're here, please kindly get seated at my right here for the debate to start. And also for Dajoin School, we have Deborah Homia, Shedrack Kumsen, and then Ramatu Tanko. If you're also here, kindly get seated for the debate to commence. I hope they are coming. DJ, I'm also expecting your musical interlude anyway. We are debating on the topic, mathematics should remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and a necessity for a better world. That is the debate topic, and Dajoin is speaking for the motion. They are in agreement to the topic, whilst UBAS is against the motion that mathematics should remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and a necessity for a better world. After the musical interlude, I'll introduce our panel of judges.
I will be the head and not the tail. Above and not beneath. No weapon from against me shall prosper. It's turning around for me. I will be the head.
Okay, to facilitate the debate, we have Mr. Albert Babin as a judge, we have Mr. Enes Danso Ado as a judge, and then Mr. Philip Boatin also as a judge. We want to kindly ask them to be seated at my left, and then after that you just hand over the mic to them to tell the debaters what they are expecting from them, and then we'll commence with the debate. Yeah, Mr. DJ.
It's working in my favor. Turning around. Turning around, say. Say it again, say. I see everything. Say, turning around. Jehovah turned my life around. Jehovah turned my life around. He makes a way where there seems no way. Jehovah has the final say. Jehovah turned my life around. Jehovah turned my life around. Oh, he makes a way where there seems no way. Jehovah, Jehovah.
All right, thank you, DJ. Panel of judges, please, can you assume your seats, and then you quickly tell us your expectation for the debate so we can proceed. The topic once again is mathematics should remain a basic requirement to further studies in Ghana and a necessity for a better world. Please kindly come closer here, panel of judges. Thank you. We also we must have a timekeeper, so we want Mr. Lawrence Agbota to be our timekeeper. Please kindly come forward here to be our timekeeper for the debate, and then I'll hand over to the judges to tell us their expectation quickly.
Good morning to all of you. Oh, do I have to? Good morning to all of you. We are the judges who are going to help you score the argument for the debate. We have points raised, and we are expecting 5 as maximum number of points raised. Thank you. We're also looking at the clarity of language use and the organization of the debate. We're also considering the use of argument. Okay, and we're also considering presentation style. Marks will be awarded for presentation style. You know, for argument, you just don't come and stand there and then speak as if you are speaking to your friends. We want some style, okay? And then finally, we'll also be looking at the use of, what is this? Cross-examination. The use of cross-examination. And here we are talking about rebuttals, whereby you counter a point raised by an opponent. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So our judges, please, which team is debating first? Is it UMaT, UBAS, or is Dagen?
Yes, I believe at the moment we do have UBAS and Dagene. And may we know the school speaking for the motion? That is Dagene. And UBAS speaking against the motion. So let's start with Dagene School.
Okay.
May you present your first presenter to raise your points? And remember that we are looking for a maximum of 5.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable panel of judges, headmasters and teachers, accurate timekeepers, co-debaters, fellow students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. I am Deborah Homia, a proud student of Dagen School Complex. The motion before the House today is what Mr. Chairman, my fellows at the opposite camp are likely to persuade us into believing that mathematics should not remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and a necessity for development. But after enumerating the various reasons why I take this stance, my opposers will nod their heads to my logical reasoning, and I hope you will judge in my favor. To break the ice, Mr. Chairman, the study of mathematics builds problem-solving skills. Everyone needs to know how to reason and analytically think through a problem. That is why it's important that in the preliminary stages of education, one must have a solid foundation in mathematics. The habit of mind associated with learning mathematics trains our brain to seek solutions in a logical manner. Math deepens our ability to answer questions clearly and to communicate arguments precisely and conduct logical argument. Secondly, Mr. Chairman, mathematics is a powerful tool for global understanding of the world and development, which provides an effective way of building mental discipline. Mathematics is everything. It is involved in every aspect of our life. Even the way we walk is well calculated. Jobs like accounting, engineering, medicine, driving, banking, even cooking needs a strong mathematical background because we need to calculate the amount of ingredients to be put in our foods. The chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all agree with me that the study of mathematics should make an individual a critical thinker and increases one's power of reasoning, creativity, and mental rigor. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics workers play a major role in the sustained growth and stability of the Ghana economy. STEM education creates critical thinkers, increases science literacy, and enables the next generation of innovators. Mr. Chairman, those with strong math background earn on average about 10% more than those without mathematical knowledge. Mr. Chairman, from the points enumerated so far, it stands out that mathematics should remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and a necessity for development. Mr. Chairman, I have no doubt you will judge in my favor, as my opponents are nodding their heads to my logical reasoning. Thank you all.
Thank you, first speaker. We want to invite the first speaker for UMaT.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished guests, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. The motion for debate today is mathematics is a basic requirement for basic education and a necessity for development in the world at large. Mr. Chairman, mathematics is basically using numbers to count, add, subtract, or measure things for our benefit. Roger Bacon, an English Franciscan friar of the 13th century, a scholar, philosopher, and scientist, once stated that neglect of mathematics causes injury to all knowledge, since he who is ignorant of it cannot know the other sciences of the world or other things of the world. How true is this statement? We, as today's opposition, strongly believe that this is not true, and the following reasons are why we are against the motion. Firstly, Mr. Chairman, if I may ask, if a person completes his or her secondary school education and applies to do law in school, how does this person apply maths to his or her career or study? How does the person apply subjects in maths like linear equation or algebraic expressions in his or her work? Mathematics, only the basics of mathematics should be taught in school, like counting, adding, being able to subtract, divide. They are the only things and the things that teachers should concentrate on teaching children. Also, Mr. Chairman, my opponents may argue that there is a bit of mathematics in every subject. But if I may ask, how is maths related to religious and moral education or languages? How is maths related to fancy English or French? Maths, only, as I said, only the basics of maths should be taught. to add up to this, even if we agree that math is related to every subject, how does it help the world develop? Math, only, as I said, only the basics of math should be taught. If a parent is to choose between paying his or her taxes and paying for a child's school fees, which one do you think a parent will choose? The money the parents will use to pay for the child's school fees at the secondary education level or the university, that the money the parents will use at the secondary education level could have been used at the university level, but they would not do that. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, you can clearly attest the fact that we are in the 21st century where science and technology are ruling the world. Science creates analytic minds for logical reasoning, which helps solve global problems like economic hardships and something like COVID-19. Also, Mr. Chairman, you will agree with me that many students have failed most examinations because of maths. They might apply in the university to do law, but subjects like mathematics and topics in mathematics like linear equation, geometric construction will not help the person who wants to do law in the university in any way, which makes the person spend more time there to learn than where he or she is to focus. Also, Mr. Chairman, you can clearly agree with me that mathematics, most teachers say that there's a bit of mathematics in every subject, and in order to understand all other subjects, you must be mathematically good. But this statement creates fear in children, which makes them, their mindset is that if they are not good in math, they cannot be able to do English, French, science, or other subjects. I am here to say that mathematics, as the independent clause of the motion states, mathematics is a basic requirement for further studies. I'm trying to emphasize on the fact that mathematics is needed for education, but further studies, as in the university level or the college level, should be, anyone who goes there should learn about what he or she wants to be. The person shouldn't spend much time on other topics that will waste time and money. My colleagues will continue and they will tell you how, or they will agree with me and they will explain to you why mathematics is not a basic requirement for further studies and a necessity for development in the world at large. Thank you.
Thank you. You would receive from the second speaker from Darjeeling Schools Complex. Yeah.
Honorable Chairman, headmasters and teachers, panel of judges, co-debaters, fellow students, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shadrach Kumson, a proud student of Darjeeling Schools Complex. I am here before the House today to speak for the motion whether mathematics should remain a basic requirement for further studies in Ghana and necessity for development. Mr. Chairman, I call on you to lend me your ears as I rise confidently to support the motion. Mathematics is a creation of human mind concerning ideas, processes, and reasoning. It is much more than algebra and geometry, statistics and calculus. Mathematics include all of them. Honorable Chairman, mathematics, ladies and gentlemen, those who oppose the motion argue that mathematics is very complex to learn. Mr. Chairman, the arguments put forward by the opposers of this are not sound enough, because the other parties, when they were talking, they said mathematics do not help in science and in technology, but without mathematics, people couldn't have invented technology. So I think what they were saying is not in it. Mr. Chairman, a great mathematician in the 17th century called Galileo said, "The universe is written in the language of mathematics." Indeed, mathematics is all around us, especially in this day and age. Honorable Chair, mathematics is the cornerstone of everything. Math is needed for every single profession on this planet. For example, math helps the nurses to give a proper dosage of medication. Without math, economists won't be able to analyze the economy of a country to see if it is solid or weak. Honorable Chairman, mathematics is a basic requirement for further studies will enable students to understand and apply the knowledge for further studies like accounting and other disciplines, which will be translated to nation building. Honorable Chairman, math help one to think analytically and have better reasoning ability. Reasoning is our ability to think logically about a situation. Analytical and reasoning skills is important because they help us solve problems and look for solutions. Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen, from the point I have raised, there is no doubt that math is important and we must stick to it. It should be a requirement for further studies, even if at times some of the concepts can be difficult to understand. Thank you.
Second speaker from UBAS. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. With this controversial motion that mathematics is a requirement for further studies and a necessity for development in the world at large, I ask you to accord me an unbiased attention as I confidently rise to oppose the motion and continue what my colleague began. Mr. Chairman, I believe that mathematics is not a crucial requirement for further studies in this present generation, but my colleagues at the opposing camp may contradict and argue that the mathematics is very crucial because of the acquisition of degrees and diplomas for jobs in the future. I'm very optimistic that my mates here are oblivious to the fact that even the wealthiest men in the world publicize that they do not necessarily need employees with degrees or diplomas, but they rather need people with technical expertise who can work with their hands. Mr. Chairman, my opponents may develop the theory that mathematics is needed in basic education as well as in further studies. And to be honest, I agree with the earlier part, but I strongly disagree with the latter part, because mathematics may result in insanity, as per what I've witnessed, since as one goes higher in their level of education, they are obliged to master formulas on algorithms to solve complex mathematics problems, which strain the brain and subsequently result in psychiatric complications such as insanity. Mr. Chairman, my opponent may also argue that mathematics helps in the acquisition of wealth, since after this further studies, they are able to get jobs. But they are obviously oblivious to the fact that some individuals use the mathematics they study to become lotto forecasters, since after the further studies, they are not able to get jobs and tend to resort to quick means of earning money. Mr. Chairman, these lotto forecasters tend to start gambling, which is a very addictive behavior, which also results in waywardness, which also subsequently leads to major criminal activities such as heists and minor ones as petty as pickpocketing. Mr. Chairman, I do not oppose the motion that mathematics is not needed in basic education, but I oppose the fact that mathematics is needed in further studies. Thank you.
So the final speakers from both schools here, from Darjin first. Clap for the walking. Look at the walking. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished guests, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, I am a supporting speaker in favor of the motion, whether mathematics should remain a basic requirement and a necessity for further development in the world. I am Ramatu Tanko, a proud student of Darjin Schools Complex. To start the ball rolling, Mr. Chairman, most of the girls in our schools are mathphobic and have the requisite perception that mathematics is for boys. Making mathematics a compulsory subject will change their cognitive about mathematics. This will help bring out the mathematical skills in them, as they know they are required to pass the subject in order to further their studies. This will also help to be translated to the development of this country, as these girls will grow to become women who can reason and think logically. And with this type of women in Ghana, I can boldly say that this country will develop rapidly. An example can be cited 2 to 3 years back, when the two ladies who graduated from the University of Mines and Technology invented alcohol detectors. Furthermore, mathematics also serves as a source of revenue to experts in the field of study. It is on record that a renowned Ghanaian mathematician, Professor Alote, was hired by many companies both home and abroad in a heartbeat when he became one of the best mathematicians in the world. This man was engaged in the calculations of the fixing of heavy machines, including cars and space jets. Also, some people think of mathematics as stressful and waste of time and money, but nothing in this world is achieved on a silver platter, and therefore one needs to be determined when studying mathematics. Math is a practical subject and needs more practice, so it should be a basic requirement, and more instructional time should be added to enhance more practice. Also, addressing the issue on lawyers, an example could be cited from the not so long election petition presented by the NDC. All those of us who watch it could see the kind of mathematical equations and operations which were involved in the election petition. One will say that science can do without math, but I say boldly that one cannot do science without passing mathematics, because the experiments and calculations all need mathematics. We use mathematics in every subject. For example, during our exercises and examinations, we number our work, and the spacing in our writing also deals with mathematics. One could say that we are in the 21st century and one needs to stop that perception about mathematics. But how would we have known that we are in the 21st century without mathematics? We use mathematics in calculating the days and numbers and months. So we know that we are in mathematics. And one should not blame the increase in crime rates on mathematics, because one needs to pass mathematics to further their education. Even stealing involves mathematics, as the thief will calculate the time he or she needs to. As the thief will calculate the time he or she needs to go and steal, and how to break into the door. So failure in mathematics is not the cause of stealing, but other things. Also, other jobs need when you do other jobs, you need to draw budget and how to spend your salary. For example, in our restaurants, when you receive money, you have to change the person, and this also deals with mathematics. Ladies and gentlemen, let us consider creation. God in creation could not achieve his goal perfectly without using mathematics. It is my fervent wish that the points mentioned above would convince us that mathematics is important and we must stick to it. It should be a requirement for further studies, even if some of the concepts can be difficult to understand. Thank you.
I hope the third speaker for UBAS is not discouraged because of the clap. Please come with confidence. Come. Yeah. Come with confidence. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished guests, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, fellow students, invited guests, to draw the curtains down. I'm not underestimating the importance of mathematics, but we are saying it should not be given much attention as it is now. Since if a person knows the basis of mathematics, such as counting, addition, multiplication, division, etc., he is good to go, since it will guide him in the future. As the principal and supporting speakers have said, mathematics is not necessary for further studies. While I believe it is not necessary for further studies, is that when we reach the secondary level, many topics in mathematics are taught to the students that is stressful to them and also makes their mind heated. It can lead to insanity in that pressure is put on their mind. And some other people too who learn mathematics use it in lotto forecasting, which is bad since it makes the active population of the nation to be inactive, since it attracts them into the gambling due to the fact that lotto forecasting isn't something good. Many people have failed countless examinations due to mathematics, and also It makes them waste energy, money, and their efforts that can be used for a different thing, to go for remedials or NOVDEC, which is wasting money. I hope that the point we've raised are convincing enough for you. I hope the point we've raised is convincing enough for us to win. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll take a musical interlude from the DJ whilst our participants actually sanitize their hands. So kindly take the sanitizer. And then we entreat the panel of judges to compile their scores and get ready to pronounce the winner. But then they would give us a remark, an observation after the debate. So DJ, please give us a musical interlude.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. DJ. We would hear from our judges.
To our debaters, thank you very much for the insightful points you've raised. At this juncture, below are some of the comments that we observed. Now, starting with Dajuni School Complex, you gave us some points, and to summarize all these, you did make a hint on the need for mathematics in terms of development, even right from the beginning of creation, and coming down to making mathematics a requirement. You also stated that once that is being done, it will serve as a motivation for students to take mathematics seriously, which is needed for development. Again, you did raise the concern of how mathematics is being applied in decision making. And with that, you made reference to the current petition that is being heard, we just heard recently. Now, the judges have taken key note of your points and have awarded marks respectively, of which I'm going to mention out very soon. In the case of UBAS, speaking against the motion, you also made up some points that some topics that are being treated under mathematics are not relevant to some disciplines. You also made a point that mathematics should not be made a basic requirement, but whatever happens, at least everyone should obtain a basic fundamental or a basic once it comes to mathematics. And you raised another point that some brilliant students are being denied admission based on their failure in mathematics, which shouldn't be the case. So upon summarizing everything, the judges came up with this course. In the case of Dajane School Complex, the judges are giving you 96% out of 100. In the case of UBAS, defending your point, the argument was not so strong as we expected. So based on that, the judges gave you 82% out of 100. Any final words? Okay, for Dajuni School Complex, you're having 96%. And for University Basic School, you're having 82%.
Okay, please although it's a mathematical stuff, let's take note of the following. As much as we are growing in the academia, when you are selected to debate is an official function, it's a formal event. So everything you come in to do here must depict so. Your dressing and how even you hold the microphone. Some of you climbed up there, we could hardly hear you. So all these went against you. And then some of the points that you marshal to, at times you must be very careful. A point might be that strong, but wouldn't be that fitting for the context. Not to mention anything that serious, but things that are that political wouldn't sound right, you see. So I think for now that's what I would say. But in all, it was very good. They could master that bit of not reading per the script. They were just talking extempo, and I think it's a very good feature. Congrats to all of you.
Thank you, panel of judges, for your great work. At this juncture, we would like to give the participating schools some prizes. And I would invite Mr. Tinte to give the first prize to Dajin School Complex for strongly speaking for the motion that mathematics should remain a basic requirement. We can be here. So the debating team, please walk proudly. It's a cash prize. So.
All right, so on behalf of the
organizers of this event and the judges, we present the first prize award to Dajin School Complex. Congratulations. Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tinti. I also invite the STEM coordinator, that is Mr. Peter Dogbe, to do us the honor of presenting the second prize to UBAS. So UBAS participating team, please kindly walk proudly here. It's not easy to speak against this motion, but you did very well and we are proud of you. We are proud of you.
Dajin, UBAS, thank you very much. You were very courageous. You raised your points. But next time, we'll try to work hard so that you'll be able to, outwit them. But this a token, we thank you for participating.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you guys just wanted to, relax for Dajin so that next year when we invite you, you come. So we just relax. This one was prelims. Next year, you come and face us squarely. But congratulations to Dajin and to you guys also. All too soon, we've come, drawing the curtains down, and so we want to hear the remarks, the closing remarks from our chairman. So, Chairman. Oh, please, let's welcome Chairman. Let's welcome Chairman.
Yeah. All too soon, this great gathering has come to an end. I would just want to summarize the addresses that were given. The keynote address given by the Vice Chancellor indicated that there is misconception about mathematics, and students should appreciate math to solve problems, to make our world a better place. Yes, the misconception is there, and we could clearly see that from even the debate. So I think it is also the duty of the tutors should give out their best to try as much as possible to help students enjoy the study of mathematics. And I believe there is nothing under this universe that was created without mathematics. Because if you look at the Bible or you read, it says that in the beginning God said, let there be light, and there was light, and there was the earth. And he said, let us partition so that the water could go to a side, and then the solid grounds could also be at another part. Here we could see some kind of division, isn't it? So there was a division over here. And that brings to mind when I was in class 4. Long division was a very difficult topic for me. Whatever they do, I was not getting it. So one afternoon, when it was the break time, my teacher sat me down and said, no, I know you are not bad, so let me help you. What is the reason? I said, Madam, so she took me through, and there and then she gave me 3 examples, and I got them right. And that marked the beginning of my interest in mathematics. And I should say that throughout all my examinations, from O-level, A-level to the university, the first, or the best subject that I've done very well is mathematics. And I quite remember the university year 3, I did not sit for statistics exams because anything done in class, I will be the one to solve it. And so automatically, I was given A. What am I trying to say? It depends on the teachers, the tutors, the lecturers. Let us bring about quality teaching and learning. Quality teaching and learning is by using our knowledge and skills to create scenarios that will let the students love to learn mathematics. So please, teachers, instructors, let's do our best to, bring out the love for the study of mathematics. The main speaker also, talked about the application of mathematics in almost every sphere of our life. He talked about how he's using mathematics to provide healthy food for our community, taking advantage of the online learning to stay relevant to society. And then he also, urged us to take advantage of what is going on to stay relevant. We have to do all that it takes to reap the benefit of mathematics. We need to bring the ladies on board, make a conscious effort to help them. Had it not been a lady teacher, I don't think that I would have been here as a mechanical engineer. Then the applications, he talked about, how to transform Tarkwa and its environment using statistics, to aid in the development of our community and country. Taking cognizance of our resources. It's so sad at times to look around. I quite remember the first day I came here. I had to tell Prof. Bafo that had it not been for a job, I don't think I would leave Takoradi for Tarkwa. And so it is so disheartening to see all the resources that we have and then the state of affairs here. He urged us to use faith in preparing or faith in reasoning in mathematics so that by the grace of God and the aid of the Holy Spirit, we could, use mathematics to solve our problems. He also told us to take math seriously and transfer the knowledge to the youth. Then our second main speaker also talked about mathematics starts at the basic level. Honestly, if the foundation is very weak at the basic level, it becomes a hell. Therefore, we need to do all that we could to let them love mathematics, grasp it. I always say that it's a joy to work mathematics. When you get it, you have it. It's like drawing. And drawing is also part of it, coming from, geometry. And so we should do our best to help them get it right. So as I said, we should kind of set scenarios, give it to them, for them to try to, get something out of it. We should build trust and then build their confidence that whether they understand or not, they have the confidence that when I, ask, my teacher is going to lead me get it right. I am glad to learn that the government is playing her part by providing computers, robots, and etc. to aid the teaching and learning of mathematics. Dr. Weir, in his presentation, also talked about applications of mathematics in music, sports, in trading, movies, banking, gaming, education, and all aspects of life. It would interest you to know that in the UK, somebody was studying David Beckham. The way Beckham takes his free kicks was his PhD project. And he asked us, why study mathematics, or why should we study mathematics? And he made us understand that it's for employment. We can appreciate the amount of mathematics in engineering, medicine, all spheres of life. That math helps us to be analytic. It gives you the analytic skills, and you are able to communicate better. It helps us in investigations and helps us to learn well. And then he talked about requirement for further education, which were debated on not long ago. He also urged us, especially the young ones, to apply to UMaT, where you can learn and apply your knowledge in mathematics to help solve pertinent issues of the world. I want to say that in all these things we've said, trying to make the world a better place with the usage of mathematics, there is something we also need to add, that is character. Character, because if you are not responsible and honest, all our development, all our knowledge in mathematics will be more harmful to the world than good. I will end by saying that arise, Africa, embrace the teaching and learning of mathematics to make Africa and the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman, for your remark. IDM 2021. Oh, have you forgotten so soon? IDM 2021. Mathematics for a better world. Mathematics for a better world, indeed. We want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, precisely GNPC, Anglo Gold, At Your Doorstep Boutique, Fidelity Bank, to be precise, Tarkwa branch here, Westlink Pharmacy, we are grateful, and our university, that is University of Mines and Technology. We want to say God richly bless you for supporting us in diverse ways to make sure that this program come to a success. And I also want to appreciate our online viewers, those who are viewing our live streaming from Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate your time. We say thank you so much.
We would invite Ms. Esther Jessie Opoku to give us the vote of thanks. Ms. Esther Jessie Opoku. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So on behalf of the Mathematical Sciences Department of the University of Mines and Technology, Tarkwa, we'd like to thank God for such a successful program today. And also, I would like to say a big thank you to our chairman, Professor Anthony Simmons, for his support for our program today. And also, a special thank you to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Richard Amankwa, for being a special guest for this August occasion. Then also, I'd like to say thank you to all our noble speakers for the day, and teachers, headmasters, headmistresses, and all students and all our participants for the debate. I would like to say a big thank you to everyone for making this program a wonderful one. And hopefully in the near future, we hope to see everyone, all our students, doing exploits in the field of mathematics in order to make the world a better one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Opoku. Gradually, we are coming to a close, and we would like to invite Mrs. Timte to give us the closing prayer. So before the closing prayer, we would like to also apologize to some of our presenters. Some of you need to present, but because of time constraint, we couldn't allow that. We highly apologize for that. Next year, God willing, we shall do that. All right. We want to give a few minutes for questions, especially from our students who are here. If you have any question pertaining to mathematics, how do I study mathematics, any question at all pertaining to mathematics, you can just raise up your hand so that we give you a microphone to just ask. Or you can walk towards me here if you have any question to ask about mathematics. Any question like that? All right, any question from our teachers? Any question from our teachers? All right. So let me just remind our teachers here that tomorrow we are ending or climaxing the program with a workshop for teachers. And I believe most of you are aware. The workshop will start at 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. So we'll be expecting you tomorrow. Please, shall we humbly be upstanding for the closing prayer? After the closing prayer, we can have time for photograph and socialization. You can come and take a photograph with our professor and then our main speaker, the STEM coordinator, HOD, in fact, and then Mrs. Timte is also here. You can take a photograph with any of them, and then...
Please, shall we pray? Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you so much for a good day for this program too. We pray that through this program, we've learned a lot as children and young adults. Help us to choose mathematical programs. Help us so that whatever we've learned today shall stay in our hearts. We shall continue to think about it, and this will inspire us into greater heights, taking mathematical courses to higher heights. We thank you, Lord. As we depart, take us home safely. Bless us, order our steps, guide and guard us. In Jesus' mighty name we pray, amen.
Please kindly take your seat. Kindly take your seat.
Mr. DJ, you can give us a musical interlude.
Please, we are taking photograph first with all our teachers who are here, present here. Please kindly come forward. We want to take picture with Professor Simon. So all teachers here, please kindly come forward, and any of our staff present to take a photograph with.